What's up, Facebook? Bubba Burcham coming at you from, this is just outside Coweta Junior High. This is the field where my son Bronson, this was his first Little League practice field. So he would come out here with his buddies in the 3rd and 4th and 5th grade, and they would practice, do tackling drills, do blocking drills, do ball carrier drills. And so this is where I first got to experience coaching my oldest son. It was really exciting and fun, and I loved it. Over there's Coweta High School practice game field. See, the lights are on. The band is practicing in the rain. It's a beautiful sight. So this is week 2 of the high school football season. And week 1 was last week. Week 1, the word was leadership, and I focused on leadership because when I was coaching week 1, we try to pour into leaders. We try to talk to the team captains, candidates, and we elected team captains. It was all about leadership, what a leader could do. So this is week 2. The captains were elected, for example, and now it's talked about the next phase. In week 2, you get ready to scrimmage and play your next team, or your first scrimmage, your first team. Excuse me. So we talk about the word, combo this one together: discipline and self-control. The word discipline means to teach. It's rooted in the word to teach. And it's raining a little harder. I need a shower so this doesn't hurt me. So the word discipline means to teach, and the word self-control came from the fruit of the Spirit. The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. So the word self-control and discipline was the 2 words we talked about. So here's the word discipline, what it means for me as a coach. My coach, my number 1 coaching mentor was Bob Stoops. He was I coached for him for 2 years as a graduate assistant, and I played for him my last 2 years while I was at OU. So we talked about playing with discipline on the field. Playing with discipline on the field was, he hated very much so what he called non-playing penalties. A non-playing penalty was aligning offsides and a misalignment on offense. Personal foul, meaning between the plays you got a little, you started talking smack. It's a non-playing penalty. So Coach Stoops did not like those. That was a matter of discipline. Or on offense, lining up correctly. If you're a receiver, making sure you're on or off the ball. If you're a defensive back, where are you supposed to line up? What's the coverage? Knowing the call. He did not like those kind of things. So being a disciplined player, meaning you know where you were supposed to line up, what you were supposed to do. If you didn't know, do something other than get a penalty. Ask somebody. The teammate next to you is supposed to know what you're supposed to do. Discipline, being disciplined on the field. Self-control. When I was early in coaching, I would try to teach my athletes what it meant about using proper language. So improper language would be cuss words. So I used to tell them that cussing was a lack of intelligence to find a better word. But then I came to realize that there's a lot of really smart people that cuss. And because you got to know the right situation, where you are. So then I changed that and I said that cursing is a lack of control to find a better word. Now, in and of itself, words are not bad. Besides using the Lord's name in vain, that is inexcusable. But words of themselves, used improperly, can bring down can put holes in your character, can make people think less of you, can make who you are seem less, and not validate you. So I changed that phrase for cursing as a lack of control to find a better word. If you can go to church from 9 a.m. to noon and not say a curse word, but the moment you're on the way home in the vehicle and you're dropping curse words, you're not understanding what self-control is. Remember, self-control is part of the fruit of the Spirit. When it says fruit of the Spirit, fruit is a single word. It's not fruits of the Spirit. But fruit of the Spirit means if you have the Spirit, Jesus is your Lord and Savior, then the fruit of the Spirit is in you. Self-control. So as an athlete on the field, here's one of my stories where I lost self-control. I let my emotions get the better of me. When I was a ninth grader, We were playing El Reno. I'm from Mustang. That's Canadian County rivalry in junior high. And we were playing them. We were losing the game. They were winning the game. They put in the backup tackle. I'm playing defensive line. The backup tackle all the way down the field is talking trash to me. And all the way down the field, I'm losing my control more and more. I'm getting more angry at this guy. And finally they score. So I said, I'm going to shut this guy up once and for all. I pick him up. I slam him down. We get into a fight. I get kicked out of the game. And I am ejected, suspended for 2 games. I lost control. That I did not exhibit self-control. Now, here's how that hurts. For our team, I was a starting offense and defensive lineman. You think for 2 games they didn't need me? They didn't need a starting offense or defensive lineman? I know I'm biased, but linemen are the most important guys on the field. So I had lost self-control in that moment. I let my emotions get away from me, and I got in a fight in a game. So in that moment, I learned. There were other games when guys cheap shot, would do many different other things, and I had to learn self-control of how to properly play the game of football. So discipline is self-control. Discipline, knowing what you're supposed to do, how it's going to help you, and in everything you do, discipline is important. Now we can talk. Now, Coach, how are you teaching your players to be disciplined? Meaning on the field, knowing what to do, why it's important. How are you teaching them self-control? You can see when an athlete's about to lose their cool. How, as a coach, how are you teaching them to stay focused and at the task at hand? The most important thing I try to teach my players when I was coaching was, whatever you do it with integrity, with the team in mind. On the field, in the classroom, in the community. That encompassed 24 hours a day. As a coach, as my team, I expected them to carry themselves with integrity at all times, in everything and all that they did. Integrity is who you are when no one is watching. Because when you are part of the team, you represent the team all the time. If you're a part of the football team, you're on this team and part of the team everywhere you go, in the classroom, on the field, and at home. So now, as you go, what kind of discipline are you having? What kind are you controlling yourself? How are you having self-control? As a coach, how are you going to teach those things? As you go about your day, as you go about your week. And so I'm talking right now. I'm going to talk to men. I'm going to be the men's coach. As a man, how are you controlling your tongue? Power of life and death lie within the tongue. Cursing is a lack of control, to find a better word. If you can't find a word, if you think it's okay just to, hey, I'm hanging out with the guys, it's not man language. It's not control. It's not what a gentleman does. We're letting too many things slide and not having self-control, not having discipline. To teach discipline has nothing to do with the physical. To teach discipline, it is 100% in the mental. It's how you control your mind. But if you can't get to the heart of the athletes, then they won't care what you know in the mind. They don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Show them and get to their heart before you'll ever have a chance to get to their mind. Appreciate you guys watching. I'm going to come on again later this week with another story. Discipline and self-control, the word or combo words of the week. See ya.